हाय, आज हम कोई स्कूल पे नहीं आए हैं। आज हम किसी एक जगह के सेटअप पे नहीं आए हैं। We are visiting today 90 schools in India, who has 75,000 students and 7,000 teachers. Just imagine कितना बड़ा मास होगा। Yes, we are meeting their Vice President Academics, Miss Kavita Chatterjee. The school's name is Orchid The International School, who is creating a huge difference across India in terms of academics, sports, co-curricular, culture and what-not, and also astronomy. So सिर्फ इस planet पे नहीं, इस planet के बाहर की भी बातें करेंगे। काफ़ी सारी डिस्कशन होगी। मिलते हैं मिस कविता चैटर्जी को और जानते हैं how does Orchid make a difference to India with 90 schools. We are so glad to speak with Ms. Kavita Chatterjee, who is the Vice President Academics for the Orchid The International School, India. And we are so excited to understand, ma'am, from you, how did Orchid as a school got conceptualized? Like, what was the beginning? What was the initial stage? If you could guide us something about it.
So, first of all, a hearty welcome to Orchids. And to give you an idea, we started in 2011 and the journey was beautiful. We started from the first city, Hyderabad, where we have our school at Jubilee Hills branch, right? After that, the management decided that we need to start at two important locations, one which is Mumbai city and the second one is Bangalore. So we started our journey in Mumbai from Palagali branch and at Bangalore from Jalahali branch. Well, the journey that time was not very easy. It was quite difficult, a roller coaster ride where there were academicians in the management, but there were too many things which were new to us.
Right.
So getting right things right from the first lesson plan in place and getting the right teachers, putting the children into the right bus, and conducting a complete day schedule at school. Starting from there, if you look at the journey now, where we were at 3 schools in 2013 and today we are in 2023 with 90 plus branches across 25 plus cities with approximately 75,000 plus students and 7,000 teachers. So that's a journey that Orchids captured in the past 1 decade, that's 10 years to go.
75,000 students and 7,000 staff. ये इंडिया को आप एक कस्बा, शहर या स्टेट घोषित करना चाह रहे हैं? How do you manage such a mammoth size infrastructure, like a human infrastructure altogether?
So we have different heads to manage different sections. And that's the beauty. We all come under one umbrella if we have to take care of such a big structure or at the organization level. Okay, so we have people who help in this. Right?
So all 25 cities, all 90 plus schools, they have similar process, everything runs same, whichever state you are. Suppose I am maybe at Maharashtra or I go to Hyderabad or I go to Chennai, any of your branch, all of those schools will have a similar atmosphere for me as a student?
So that's the beauty of being a chain school. If a parent visits a branch, say in Bangalore, and in the middle of the year the parent has to leave and the child has to move out with the parent, it's very easy for an adult to adjust, but for a child, when the child comes to a different setup altogether, the first thing that the child is going to miss is the school.
Yes.
Right? And that is what we wanted to bring in. Whether I'm in Bangalore, whether I'm in Kolkata, I'm in Indore, I'm in Bhopal or Mumbai, okay, we want the parent to be treated at the same level.
Wow.
When the parent walks into the security cabin and has to move into the school, the parent will follow the same process, same protocols, will be greeted by the security, all the entries would be done and the parent would feel, yes, this is what I've achieved at Orchids. I mean, my child is going to be safe in any school my child walks into. So that is something that this is a small example I've given you based on security, based on front office handling. But when it comes to academics, when it comes to curriculum, when it comes to the different co-scholastic activities and when it comes to huge infra, I mean, the bare minimum that we want every parent and every child to experience is common across all the orchids.
Wow. So ma'am, it's like, academics everyone teaches. What differs is value from school to school. What differs is discipline from school to school. What differs is how you inculcate the leadership quality into an individual or a child. How do you take care of these things to your schools? How does Orchid brings the leadership quality, the value-based curriculum, or maybe the academic excellence to a kid? What roles do you play? How do you
So
work
let
about
me
it?
tell you, the first motto, if you look around and you see, is Indian culture and the international approach.
Right.
I mean, we want to teach our children that everything that we do has to be, I mean, we have to be proud about our nation.
Yes.
And that's the first value that we inculcate in our children.
Okay.
So I'll give you a small example. We begin the day with certain exercises which are done, and we call it Be Fit.
Okay.
Now, to tell you, across all 90 plus schools with 75,000 students, at the same time, maybe between 8 to 9 when the assembly is there, for 10 minutes, rigorous Be Fit exercise is done.
Wow. So
This is the first part of being self-disciplined.
first 10 minutes,
Correct.
75,000 kids are doing BFIT.
Are doing Be Fit, and that's about self-discipline. See, it needs to be inculcated at the school level, right? Okay. Second is hard work. We want to teach our children, the second letter in the acronym hard work means that there's no substitute to hard work. I may be doing smart work, but then we teach our children that you cannot be lazing around and you cannot get things easily.
Yes.
You cannot get your parents to give you everything on the platter.
Right.
So this is something that we have these Soch classes where we teach our children. We have specialized counselors, special educators. They take special sessions with students.
Ma'am, as a student, many a times, actually as a student, I don't like to study, number one. So do you feel as a school, is it an end of life, or how do you, rather my question is, how do you deal with the diverse learning needs of a kid?
Let me take you back when I was a kid, okay? Till grade 6, none of my teachers identified the quality in me that I could ever become a leader.
Oh.
This is a question which every child has. So coming to the question that you have asked, okay, at Orchids, the first step that we give our child, we give them a platform. We give them a platform where they can explore every opportunity, be it academics, be it co-scholastics.
Right.
Okay, because we do not want children to make a choice based on their peer pressure, based on the parents' pressure, and maybe certain wrong choices which will not even, they may not even realize it and enter into a world which is actually not fit for them.
Yes.
We understand the need of the child, and then accordingly we start nurturing the child around the skill that the child has.
Wow.
Right? So we have a lot of opportunities where we experiments with children and we give them a platform for performing arts. Last year we started this rock band concept, okay, which is not a very known concept in school. And what we did was we gave the child the opportunity, okay, pick up any instrument that you love, you come, you exhibit your talent, and there we'll pick you up from there.
Wow.
And to my surprise, Shaishav, if I have to tell you, we have approximately 12-13 rock bands. I mean, we have our own students who are managing the rock bands at different branches.
So 12-13 rock bands, you have it in India itself?
In India itself. Did parents actually look into this talent? The answer was no. I mean, why would we even think, oh, my child is coming to school only to do English, math, science, SST, and they have to crack a particular competitive exam. But something like this gave them that opportunity. Also, what unique that we do is from the pre-primary level. So today, if I have to sit in front of the camera and I have to talk to you, I'll be so conscious about the surrounding.
Yeah.
Right? What we teach our children, just be free. Their teacher will call you in a public speaking class, just walk out of your seat, walk confidently those 10 steps, come out and speak what you feel.
Wow.
There's no correction that we give them on grammar, on structuring of the sentence, or on what gestures you need to use and what should be your voice modulation. No. The first step that we do is come out and speak.
So nurturing the kids with their constitutional right, freedom of speech, आओ बोलो जो बोल सकते हो.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Ma'am, one thing I particularly saw in your school was there is a studio wherein the kids go and record, which I really don't find it in a regular school. So what is the concept behind the recording studio? Or you again, one thing very interesting was your theater classroom, which had like the props, which had the wigs, which had the dresses so differently.
Correct.
So what is this so much specialized thing? Because I don't find this as a different zone in regular schools.
Correct. So this is something which is very close to my heart. Okay. It's very important that for every child, that annual day is an important day when you get to go on the stage.
Yeah.
Right. What we do at Orchids, we have made a curriculum, structured our curriculum in a way where after you complete a certain volume, there's a culmination which is done with the student.
Okay.
Now for that culmination, we don't want our students and parents to go out, hire costumes, come back and then deliver.
Right.
We call the parents, we showcase the complete event, the culmination to the parents, and we have a complete setup where we have all these extra costumes that are there, the accessories which are used, and the children are taught the art of how a dressing room is used.
Okay.
What is the light concept, right? I mean, the first thing when you go on stage and when
you're scared of the lights.
You're scared of the lights, right?
Yes.
So this light is there to enhance the complete performance. But what happens? Majority of them are not able to face it. So these small things that we bring in at Orchids, when you enter the theatre room, you will have the lights, you will have the wings, you will have a dressing room where the children can go backstage, change, dress up and come in the character and that exhibit the talent in front of the parent. So that is something that we nurture at Orchids. Yeah.
So ma'am, being such a mammoth sized school where you've been expanding, like there are 90 plus branches and I'm sure you'd be crossing 100, 150 very soon.
Thank you for that compliment.
No, the quality that you have taken it on your shoulders to take, the creative India ahead. I'm sure the Orchids International School would be doing amazing across India, and I wish all the best. But my question here is, you take over the schools, you convert them into your concept schools of Orchid schools, right? There are many schools who have big infrastructure. When they become big, they become a factory-based model.
Okay.
Wherein students come, academics happen, they go home, the homework is given, the examinations are taken, and so on and so forth. Your school, when I see a ground, I see a playing space, I see tracks, I see many creative things happening. How does your classroom look like? What's your regular day classroom across the country?
We begin the day with the assembly, right? After that, we have this BFIT program, which I mentioned. Then we have block periods, which consist of 60 minutes. These block periods are used specifically for DIY activities. They're used for skating, they're used for swimming, where you require a more than 40 minutes speed.
Right.
Right? The rest of the periods, we ensure that there's a balance strike between scholastic and post-scholastic. I cannot study and be in the class for the whole day. It gets very, very difficult to be in the class for the whole day. So then we strike a balance between both. Also, we ensure that if we have a playground, children are utilizing that playground in the right manner. So if I have to go a little ahead and speak about sports, okay, we have different sports infra at Orchids. So we have a specialized skating rink where children go and they perform their skating. What happens if a child doesn't get skates? Is the child going to be seated for 60 minutes? The answer is no. At Orchids, we think differently. And that is why we are a chain of 125. We are going to become a chain of 125 schools because we provide skates from school as a backup. If the child has not got the skates, here we've got it. But please do not miss the period. The learning should not stop.
Amazing.
Right? Same goes if the child has to, when you move out of your class and you enter a DIY tinkering lab, you would know that, and we are going to use the best of machineries and the outcome, the result is going to be amazing. So that is how we strike a balance without disturbing any co-scholastic periods, but at the same time, keeping the academic rigor on and making the classes very interactive.
Ma'am, with a lot of academics in life, with a lot of sports in life, the need of the country or as a planet, what we need is the child has to get connected to the globe. The child has to connect himself or herself to the nature. Right. Because you see floods coming, you see cyclone coming, you see lavas bursting out. But these kids have to be taught to love Earth. Any initiative that the school takes in doing these things?
So, well, I mean, if I have to mention it to you, we have started a subject known as horticulture.
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 Okay.
Okay. It's a very interesting subject that we have started, and we have already seen the results with the students. When a child sees a small sapling that the child has grown on his or her own, with the efforts that the child has put in, just by watering the seed and the sapling coming out, and then you see the fruits which are there, that pleasure that the child gets after the entire act over of right from planting that small seed and growing it into a sapling is very, very different.
You nurture emotions also.
We nurture emotions. We teach them that how you have to. So we've seen children talking to their plants, appreciating them for growing. Amazing. I mean, this emotion cannot be captured, on cameras. This is something that comes very, very spontaneously, and the child has a sense of belongingness. This is my own plant. I got this into existence, right? So we teach our children horticulture in two forms. One is the hydroponic part, and the second is the polyp house. We have these two setups. So as a school, we give them every material that is required. They have one period in a week where they go. It is ideally done if you have a garden space, or you do it on the terrace, and where the child, as a group, they go there and they do it as a group activity. And they make their own recordings. We also allow them to carry that one fruit which is grown or that vegetable which is grown, go back, or you can take it home, or we get it back to class and we get them into an activity where they can make their own salad preparation and they can eat it, which is generally a part of every grade. At different grades, there are different activities that we get the children to understand, so that we become a part of, taking care of our globe, a Mother Earth, right?
So I should say, actually, Orchid is doing a marvelous job, because, padhai to sab karwa denge. Connecting to the nature. There has been a lot of destruction in this world so far. This generation has to be taught how to construct it beautifully.
Correct.
And what better than, giving birth to a plant, understanding its life cycle, and then, because you teach photosynthesis through books, but now the child understands how the root system, shoot system, photosynthesis, and so on.
It's hands-on learning experience.
Yes,
completely.
yes. So Orchid School is prepared for everything on this planet, I would say.
There's lot more to come. I mean,
I'm coming to that point.
We've not given you all the secrets of the trade.
I'm coming to that point. I saw everything available on the planet in your school. Something I saw really which was different, which is not of this planet. The astronomy room that you had. Now, what is that all about? Because I'm so curious and excited about that. धरती पे तो इतनी चीजें हैं, अब आसमान में और planets में क्या है वो देखते हैं. So what is that?
So I think to answer this question, can we move up to the Astronomy Lab?
I think
you'll get a better idea.
That would be great.
Right?
Practical learning. Actually,
yes.
See, Orchid starts here.
Thank you so much. Come.
Oh my goodness. Ma'am, what is this? Matlab, a planetarium in a school.
So welcome to our Astronomy Lab. We are very proud that Orchids has really come up with this beautiful idea. While we look at this is an optical telescope, right? The use of this telescope is that we can take it to the terrace or any open area, and we can get the students to witness stars, planets, moon, and other features in the sky. So this is one part of it where we want the younger kids also to witness this. Adding up to the second part of your question, from grade 6 to grade 8. And there on a starry night, we allow them to witness the entire experience of, how it looks. So look at the ceiling here, you'll get that feel.
Absolutely.
Right?
So the night out at your school is just not a night out having food, fun and gathering?
It is
lot
with
of learning.
It's with a lot of learning. We have binoculars so that students can use it. So if you look at this will actually tell you the shape of the earth, that how is the shape of the earth. Will help you to understand the different phases of the moon that is there, right? The day and night concept.
Wow.
This is something that they're going to witness, and they would understand that why do we experience day at a particular part of the globe and why it is night at the other side. So right from grade 3 to grade 5, all these experiments which are displayed here okay, play a very vital role in understanding why day and night, why the eclipses are formed, and what is the solar system and the model around it.
Amazing design.
So this is basically the gravity well, okay, and space-time is a term given by Einstein. Right, and here what we do is it can be visualized that as a stretched fabric. This is a stretched fabric, and something like here, this is the mass that is put here, right, and it creates a dip. Now any other object that moves around over here, you would see that after a certain time it will get attracted and it will fall into that particular pit. So it will attract it, right? These are the different zodiac signs. So, you know, children always have this curiosity on zodiac sign. But how is the zodiac sign created? What is the position of the earth and the sun? And when it comes in a particular alignment, that is how the zodiac is created. Right? So, there are various other models which are here. Actually, how does a moon look? Okay, which is the biggest crater there, an impact crater which is there on the moon, the highlands which is there, the Maria which is there. We also have a device where you can check the weight of a person on Earth, and when the person will actually go to another planet, how will the person weigh there?
Wow.
Model of our GSLV.
Right.
So the children get to see the actual model and the complete information, like the different parts that are there, and the complete information is showcased.
Oh, wow. So amazing, ma'am. I think it's more of a practical knowledge in the school itself, where the child is into so much of his own world altogether. Because you know, as a baby, when you say you do the ceiling of your rooms with stars and lights, here you're giving them the entire universe to play around.
Correct.
So what an amazing initiative by Orchid The International School across India. This follows the same thing across India?
Yes, absolutely. So what we do is we have created a club of all our budding astronomers, and we have named it as Astroverse. So right from grade 3 to grade 8, whatever needs to be taught to the children and giving them a practical experience coming to this lab is taught to them over here in this lab.
So we have heard about wholesome meal. Here the kid is getting a wholesome education, and your kid becomes a wholesome individual. Because from horticulture to finance to space to galaxies to academics and sports, that's so obvious, and culture, dance and discipline, what we saw. Such an amazing thing. I was actually searching for such initiating school in India, and I thought I would not end up to. But Orchid, the international school across India, growing since a long time, has made a difference to a child and a family into education. Oh, it has made me silent today. It was actually a non-believing concept that came across all through the way. 90 schools dealing with such a perfection, so many parents, and so creative in imparting whatever they are. And when it was the astronomy that we saw, it just left me out of the world, and hence I come here to bring back myself that I'm still on the planet and I'm still a kid. But yes, Orchid, the international school, present across India, and they are expanding at a very high speed, which is, I'm sure, going to bring a true worth of education in India back. Do watch, do subscribe, do like us, comment us, and keep liking us as much you have been doing till date. Also, please comment which next school would you like to explore, and which city and which country. Thank you so much. Love you all.